get your arms around each other. This has to be a hug, and we have to be in a circle. We're making the mob, and we just want to acknowledge everybody here is now setting a world record, whether Guinness or not. We're setting a world record for the largest nationalities in a group hug mob. All right, so the hug doctor and I are going to sit here. We're going to count this down, right? We're going to do a 21-second hug, okay? Do we have a gong? Anybody with a gong or something? The sound? Band? Yeah, we had something, right?
And the hug doctor here, we really want you to get a little bit lost in this hug, you know? So just take some deep breaths. This is an epic hugging event, never been done before. And I want you all to feel the connection with each other. Feel the connection. Deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let it all go. Like all the stress that was outside this room, when you breathe out, let it go. 21-second hugs are magical. After 20 seconds, oxytocin is released. It's good for your stress response, your immune system, your sleep patterns, and your blood pressure. My heart is overflowing watching this hug, and all of you out of your busy schedules coming here to share with the world the power of hugging and how connected we can be.
Thank you.
Anything's possible through hugs.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we're going to time this out. Before we do, I had a special request from Dr. Beckwith to acknowledge any other countries that are present. Dr. Beckwith, do you want to? Yeah? Okay.
Liberia.
Who haven't we mentioned? Let's call them out, just so we know who's present. If you haven't been mentioned, start calling them out.
Haiti.
We need a microphone.
And does anybody happen to have a passport on them? We're just checking.
Does anyone have a passport with them?
Anybody have a passport with them, proving that they're from the country? Get in the mob. Anybody else? Okay, awesome. If you have not already checked in and you just got here and you have a passport and you want to be counted, okay, get in the hug mob. Just get in the circle. And they're going to have to check in with Philip. So bring the passport. Super important. We're creating a beautiful hug stream for those of you streaming at home with us. Just know we love you. Thank you so much for joining. Liberia is now in the house, in the Agape house. Thanks, Liberia. Thanks for bringing your passport. That's awesome. You know, I have to say, I've been up at 3 a.m. a couple nights this week, just trying to do my best to get enough people here who actually have current passports. So I just want to say thank you all for renewing your passports for whatever country, because I know it's not always necessary. Thank you. All right, so I think we're ready. We're ready with the gong. All right, so we're going to count down now. When you hear the gong, we're going to hold it and time it for 21 seconds. Everybody ready?
He's got a timer.
You got a timer, okay. Philip is timing. Hug.
Deep breaths in through your nose, out through your nose.
We good? Awesome. Thank you. We did it.
دوستان به برنامه مادر و کودک خوش آمدید. برنامه‌ای که در چارچوب ارتقاء اندیشه‌های سازنده به خصوص برای صلح، برای پرورش صلح، برای آموزش صلح و برای صلح جهانی آوردن اون روابطی که برای من انسان از درون به بیرون ارتقاء اندیشه، ارتقاء روان شناختی و ارتقاء رابطه سالم در چارچوب صلح پروری داره. ازتون خواهش میکنم به این بخشی از برنامه به زبان انگلیسی توجه بکنین. من سعی میکنم در طی برنامه یک به اصطلاح اوقاتی رو بگیرم و برای شما ترجمه بکنم، ولی خیلی مهم هستش که این پیام مهم قدرتی که یک آغوش، یک بغل داره برای شما، برای من، برای ما چی هستش، چه قدرتی هستش، چه میزان میتونه به اصطلاح صلح بیاره بین روابط. این رو با هم دیگه میخوایم امروز با کسانی که یک موومنت، یک انقلاب، یک تحول در لس آنجلس، در جهان ایجاد کردن از قدرت یک دختر کوچکی که در کوچکی خودش شناخت که اون لحظه‌ای که پدر بزرگ از او خواست که او رو در آغوش بگیره، لحظه‌ای بود که او مکث کرد، پدر او مکث کرد و به او این اجازه رو داد که خودش تصمیم بگیره، خودش بر اساس اون حال درونی خودش و اون نیاز درونی خودش یک انتخاب با اندیشمندی بکنه که برای او و برای همه یک همچین به اصطلاح نتیجه جالبی رو امروزه آورده. بنابراین در چارچوب conscious parenting و اون شیوه رفتار پدری و مادری و یا والدین چگونه میتونن با کودکانشون برخورد بکنن که اونها رو قدرتمند و توانمند بکنن و اونها رو به یک جایی بیارن که با اندیشمندی بیشتر، با هوشیاری بیشتر بتوانند صلح رو پرورش بدن در اجتماعشون، در خانوادهشون و در بین دوستانشون. میهمانان گرامی برنامه امروز من آقای ریک موریسن هستن و خانم جودی جولین. این دو عزیز، آقای ریک موریسن در برنامه‌های قبلی مام تاک هم باشون آشنا هستین، نویسنده به اصطلاح در از کوآثر این کتاب هاگستور هستن و این قصه شیرین پدری و رابطه پدری ایشون با دخترشون، با فرزندشون در سن کودکی، خردسالی و چرا اصلا این هاگستور، این کتاب نوشته شد، چرا به وجود اومد، چرا این ایده شانا که دختر ریک هستش به یک جایی رسید که در National Hugging Day شما این برنامه‌ای رو که تماشا کردین، برنامه‌ای هستش که از یک تفکر، از یک اندیشه، از یک جرقه‌ای که در قلب شانا به وجود اومد بیرون اومد و پدر او، کسی که او رو حمایت کرد، حامی او بود، به قول معروف #he for she، او پدری بود که حامی دختر کوچکش بود تا اینکه صدای او رو قدرتمند بکنه و به جایی برسه که روز جهانی هاگز و در آغوش گرفتن صدای دختر او به تمام جهان برسه. و چرا مهم هستش که ما به این نوع موومنت ها و کمپین ها، he for she، اون مردانی که پشت زنان هستن و برای قدرتمندی زنان فعالیت میکنن و کار میکنن و توانبخشی میدن، اونها رو ما ساپورت بکنیم، حامی اونها باشیم و این به اصطلاح نیت برنامه مام تاک امروز ما هستش. خوشحالم که با ما هستین. Rick, dear Rick Morrison, welcome to Mom Talk once again.
Thank you, Dr. Nelly.
Judy Julian, welcome to Mom Talk once again. You have inspired parents all your life, not just individually, professionally. Judy, I know your intent in cultivating with Rick this Hug Alliance and creating this Hug Alliance has been from a place of heart and love and with the intent to empower especially women in our communities. Can you speak a little bit about that and your inspiration, how you inspire women and little girls everywhere?
Sure. When you think about a hug and you think about those first moments of life, that hug is so important. Research now shows that it really adds to the quality of life and one's own sense of self. And with the book, The Hug Store, a beautiful tale of a father and his young daughter and the importance of hugs and self-empowerment, it really led to a desire to align with other hug-oriented organizations across the country and put on a real spectacle that was intergenerational, multicultural, that really embodied the power of hugs. And we were thrilled to have Huggies as our sponsor and brought together the many members of the Hug Alliance that both Rick and his young daughter Shauna started not even a year, perhaps just a year ago. And it was really, I think, beyond our wildest dreams that this book, the Hug Store book that was written, has now started a movement. And when you think about a single dad and his young daughter and the tools they use together to empower and help each other raise their consciousness, because Sean is an active part of that too. This book, this movement, this wonderful National Hugging Day experience with everyone in the Hug Alliance, and of course Kevin Zaborny, the founder and creator of National Hugging Day on January 21st. It was a thrill, and it's truly the embodiment of the power of hugs.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I love how you frame that, in that it's bringing the community together, seeing the vision or empowering the little girl's vision to cultivate peace through this beautiful journey, parenting journey, peace learning journey, conscious living journey. And the father who's sensitive enough and attuned enough to see Shauna and to allow Shauna to lead. And that is what you did, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Just being open to not knowing was part of, the journey for me to not control everything, which I had really done up until she was born. I liked things in a certain way and was really comfortable in my skin, and stepping outside that place where, outside your comfort zone shifts you, and you don't think you're going to grow there, but that's where the growth happens, and it's amazing when you're open to that.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Okay, let me translate that, because it's very, very important. This is a very important point, especially within the cultural frame and cultural context of those styles of parenting that perhaps come from a place of wanting to protect, wanting to control, wanting to I guess have more of a say in the growth process of children. It is really important. دوستان این نکته بسیار مهمه که در چارچوب اون شیوه روش‌های مادری و پدری که ما شاید بیشتر از یک تاریخچه اتوریتریان میایم، از یک تاریخچه میایم که به ما بکن نکن گفتن، این کارو میکنی، بچه‌ها بهشون امر میشده که چه بکنن و اونا انجام میدادن. شاید هنوز امروزه هم در ایران هنوز این سیستم غلط مادری و پدری هنوز باشه، و خب چیزی رو که ما در تحقیقات به دست آوردیم امروزه به عنوان یک روانشناس، به عنوان یک محقق، این هستش که بهترین شیوه پرورش کودکان و فرزندان شما این هستش که شما اونها رو بهشون یک آزادی به اندازه، آزادی بجا بدین، در کنارشون باشین، حضور داشته باشین، اونها رو ببینین و با تماس دل به دل، با تماس فکر به فکر و اینکه شما کنکشن و رابطه‌ای که با اونها دارین در دیدگاهتون اونها رو راهنمایی بکنین. بنابراین این یک شیوه سالم رابطه بین مادر و پدر و فرزند هستش و میبینین که ریک پدری بوده که در کنار دخترش، که دختری که تجسم بکنین، دخترش در به اصطلاح یک میهمانی بزرگ خانوادگی شرکت کرده. در این میهمانی بزرگ خانوادگی که پدر بزرگ و مادر بزرگ و عمه و خاله و دایی بودن، مثل برنامه‌های ما که میریم شب جمعه میکنه یا برنامه‌های خانوادگی و فامیلی که ما داریم، شانا وقتی که به طرف پدر بزرگش میره، پدر بزرگش میگه که بودو بیا یه بغل بده به من شانا، یه بغل میکنی منو، و میره به طرف شانا که او رو بغل بکنه. در اون لحظه شانا احساس میکنه که نه، من حاضر نیستم الان این بغل رو بکنم و احساس میکنه که این یک بغل اجباریه، یک بغل زورکیه و به پدرش نگاه میکنه و به صورت اینکه میخواد ببینه که پدرش آیا موافقت میکنه یا میگه که برو شانا برو بغل کن پدر بزرگو. ولی خودش به این فکر میاد، یعنی یک کریتیویتی و یک خلاقیتی تو ذهنش بوده که میگه که با بزرگ الان من بغل ندارم، ولی بذار برم مغازه، بذار برم یه فروشگاه برات یه بغل بخرم. و این خلاقیت کودکانه و جالب این دختر کوچیک هستش که بعد از اون وقتی که پدر میبینه یک همچین خلاقیت و حضور ذهن در دخترش رو، کمکش میکنه، میگه که شانا بذار این صحبتی که با پدر بزرگ کردی اینو به صورت قصه بگو به من و من ببینم که این قصه چی بوده، و او رو توانمندی بهش میده، قدرتمندش میکنه، خلاقیتش رو بالا میاره، کمکش میکنه، پول و بودجه میذاره برای اینکه این کتاب با همدیگه این کتاب رو بنویسن و چاپ بکنن. بنابراین از یک جایی که پدر حضور ذهن داره، تمرکز حواس داره، میبینه شانا رو، میبینه خلاقیت او رو، میبینه که چرا او نگفت و چه با خلاقیت جالبی با پدر بزرگ نگوشییت کرد، این رو میاره و به صورت یک کتاب در این قصه The Hug Store، قصه به اصطلاح مغازه بغل یا فروشگاه بغل، این کتاب رو چاپ میکنه و با شانا این کوآثرشیپ سفر جالب رو آغاز میکنه، دنبال میکنه که اون وقت امسال یک همچین برنامه بزرگی در یک همچین جای بسیار زیبایی شانا انجام میده و هاگیز که یکی از کمپانی‌های خیلی به اصطلاح شناخته شده اینجا آمریکا هستش، سپانسر میکنه و بودجه میذاره برای اینکه قدرتمندی و توانبخشی رو در زنان، در دختران، در کودکان بالا ببره. چه قصه جالبی. It's just amazing. I mean, just telling that story, and I know, trying to translate it doesn't do it justice, but I try my best in just bringing your awareness, your consciousness to Shauna's vision and what she felt in the moment and how she responded to Grandpa and how you honored that. Because perhaps in some cultures, parents have a tendency to be a little pushy and say, no, come on, Shauna, go give Grandpa a hug. But you didn't do that.
Right.
You honored her. You empowered her. You allowed her to be mindful, to be thoughtful, and to communicate in her own beautiful, conscious way.
Thank you. I had no idea where it would go. It could have been, just not something great. But know what?
Grandpa could have got upset. Yeah.
And Grandpa, still kind of doesn't get the hugs he really feels he deserves. Yeah. But he knows how to approach her and to honor her. And now he gets more hugs because of it.
Yeah.
Hi, Grandpa, if you're watching. So Shauna she knows, and what I loved about her is that she used humor, which was not even a tool that I knew that was in her toolbox, as a connection. Like she knew that was the connection, being funny, because it relieves everyone's inhibitions and the tenseness and the anxiety. That's what she did, and it was great because I wouldn't have thought of that in that moment. I was thinking in a fear-based mindset. But with enough knowledge and awareness of that to step back. But yeah, she's great. And seeing it unfold at National Hugging Day through her eyes really was the ultimate payoff for a father, because I don't think she realized what a little story and an insight that she had would actually do. Because I looked at her at one point and said, Shauna, this is all because of the Hug Store book. And it's overwhelming when there's 1,000 people there for her, and watching how she processed it. It's beautiful.
She was so proud. She was also very graceful. She was a good friend. She was just wonderful in taking in your responsiveness, your presence, and everyone there, and honoring the power of hugs. And it was so beautiful to witness. It was really a joy to see her shining and glowing like the superstar that she was that day. Yeah, she's so lovely, and she's only 7 years old.
Yeah.
Let's remind everyone, this is a 7-year-old little girl with a big heart, and she is so powerful and so fierce, and just knows when to say no. And even I have to share, like at one point I wanted to capture a photo and I wanted to take a photo, and she said, no, I'm not ready for that right now. And I thought, wow, how courageous, how wonderful that she knows what she wants and she knows when to say no.
Right.
That's very powerful.
It really is, and it's challenging at times too. It's not moving things along like, we're kind of used to being in that flow. But it comes back to being a teacher, and she teaches me to be more patient.
Yes.
And then I take that patience into my workplace or in relationships with other people, other adults. It's amazing because then I'm more patient because of something I learned 3 days ago, not by choice, from Shauna.
Yeah, and kids teach us. I think that some of the most compassionate people I've known in my life are those people with great boundaries. And I honor that. I have a lot of respect for people who have great boundaries and they know when to say no. I wish, people honored that. Because imagine the youth who are now uprising in Iran and are saying no to a lot of these forceful rules, Islamic rules. I wish there was more leadership who supported and saw the value of the youth, the people who know what they want and what they don't want. And that's part of their identities, it's part of their personalities, it's part of their growth and development. And governments who honor that, who respect that, who give the youth space to grow and grow for freedom and peace and prosperity, those are the wise governments. And those who don't, history will tell. Their stories will be written in history as tyrants and oppressors and totalitarian regimes that really abused nations. And so it's nice to hear, here on this side of the world where freedom and democracy is just a daily life experience, here you are within the family system, within the frame of family, honoring the voice of your daughter, who's the future leader. You're stepping, you're laying the planks for her to take those courageous steps and to become who she is and who she wants to be.
Right. She stands in her truth, and that truth, in honoring it, is, it's so empowering. In watching it, you can't help but kind of get out of her way. I mean, she's so powerful, like you said, that, and it amplifies when she's around other children. She brings that same thing. So she is kind of a leader in her own right. I don't think she's chosen it, it's just who she is. But it is, and luckily in the West we are able to practice this, and I just want to say in honor of that, it's almost because we are able, we need to, to show the rest of the world the ways and the positive results that come out of it for really all mankind in communities, and taking it down in the narrow to right within us, because if we can't have connection in the world, in the communities, until we have our own personal connection with ourselves.
That's right.
So
you've cultivated peace in the most beautiful way with the Hug Alliance and actualizing this massive, successful event at the Agape Spiritual Center with hundreds and thousands of people who came and created this hug mob that you all saw in the beginning of our show. I want your story and how you did this, to be shared with the people, the women, especially the young population on the other side of the world. Let's say you're watching us from Iran or the Middle East, and you want to know, how do we do that? How does something like this movement, this actualization of this peace learning journey and just creating so much peace for our community, how does it happen? Judy, can you give us sort of from a planning organizational perspective, how does one start this process, and what does it take from a leadership perspective to actually actualize it, manifest it, bring it to the National Hugging Day like you did so beautifully?
Yeah, we really brought it to a global perspective. And it starts, of course, with an idea, a committed team, and conscious collaboration. And what's so nice now, the Hug Alliance now has a template that we can share with other cities and other countries, a real step-by-step, almost, if you would say, plug and play, that we can help people do it wherever they want to do it. All you have to do is contact us at thehugalliance.net, and we can help you and your city and your organizers put something like this together. I would give it a runway of about 8 months. And we can show you how to bring on sponsors, how to empower your people, how to really speak authentically and transparently with your group, because it takes a committed group. We have sometimes 1 step forward and 3 steps back, but we work together, and it was a beautiful experience. And we continued to bring it back as to why we were doing it. And it was because of our future leaders. It was because of the co-author and co-founder of the Hug Alliance, Shauna Morrison, young 7-year-old Shauna, that we want to help those young children and youth be empowered enough, and because they're learning every day through us, and they learn through how we put that event together. They're learning as Rick brings into the schoolroom his hugging curriculum that's Montessori approved. It starts in the schools, it starts in the homes with your peace parenting perspective and your platform, PeaceLearning Parenting. It starts in little ways and big ways. Yes, we did it, and we took a chance. We had a wonderful sponsor, Huggies, great group, the Hug Alliance, and we can now show you how to do it. We learned. We learned the best ways to do it, the most efficient ways to do it, because it takes time and money and commitment. And you know what? The world was ready for it. So we were embraced with open arms, and we can show you how to do it. Thehugalliance.net, and we'll help you.
Okay, so thehugalliance.net, if you're interested in getting more information with the Plug and Play platform and learning more about how to do this in your city, in your town, and to collaborate and join forces globally with Judy, with Rick, and the Hug Alliance, and to connect. Because like Judy says, it takes about 8 months. So within the next couple of months, get your ideas together, connect, and start communications. It's a long process of planning, so it's very time consuming. But if you stay focused, if you are laser focused on cultivating peace and bringing this beautiful event to your neighborhood, you will be very successful at it, and Judy and Rick will make sure that you are successful, and they will be here for you. I witnessed this myself personally, how hard you two worked, how much communications and effort went into it, how graceful you are, because a lot of the times in between communications, issues come up and there's conflict, and so how you rose above that and you just problem solved and had this collaborative effort and made sure that everyone's voice was heard and made sure that everyone had a place in partnering up with you and sharing their message and bringing their perspective to the platform and joining efforts to grow love, to create wellness. These hugs are healing, rescue hugs. If you have not seen the video on the twin girls who rescue each other with the power of hug, just one beautiful arm and embrace of just love, pure love, and that connection saving the life of the twin sister. you need to review the research. You need to connect with Dr. Stone, the hug doctor. He has tremendous research, and he's done a lot of work in showing you how the 21-second hug is so powerful. We had him on last week on MomTalk, and he shared with you his wisdom. Also, I know Dr. Tiffany Field. Yeah, tell us about her and her work.
So, Dr. Field has written, I think, nearly 20 books on human touch.
Yeah.
She's kind of world renowned for, she runs a clinic called the Touch Research Institute at the University of Miami. And while it's not necessarily hug-based, it's all forms of human touch. It's the only place globally that just studies human touch. When we were out looking for endorsements for our book, we thought that was a natural place to go. And for anyone who's written a book seeking endorsements, that can be a long road to getting word back on it. What was so impressive about Dr. Field is that within 30 seconds of sending the email to her, she sent it back saying, I would love to do this. It's so empowering that kids will understand and grow up with a knowledge of how important touch is, because this didn't exist when we were children. I mean, the instincts were there that touch is important, but now there's so much research, you can't deny it. And there's going to be even more coming. So unfortunately, she wasn't with us. She had some surgery that she had to do right prior, but she will be with us in the future, and she's part of the Hug Alliance, and we're grateful.
Wonderful. And I know Dr. Daniel Siegel, in his wonderful work in the field of attachment, and that's my passion personally, attachment theory, is just tremendous in showing the power of hug and what it means to have parents be aware of the quality of connection, and why the type of connection where it's mindful, it's connectional, and it's interpersonal and biologically sound is really valuable and important. And so I'm always a huge advocate to sometimes just sit back and watch the families who come into my office interact and see how are they touching each other or not touching. How are they hugging each other or not hugging? And so just by observing this naturalistic observation, and you can do this within your own family and your family system. See, the number of times that two people are connecting, and connecting through touch, connecting through an embrace, connecting through a heart-to-heart felt just physical connection. And so that's always very closely related to, there's a strong correlation to wellness, to well-being, to actually health, general health. People live longer who are connectional that way. They are less likely to get sick. Their immune system is higher. The levels of oxytocin and endorphins and all the wonderful neurotransmitters and hormones that help with the wellness of the brain and the health of the brain, they're regulated better, and they're just kinder, warmer human beings. And so if you are watching from the Middle East, and you're not a hugger, I recommend that you get into it, look into it, start slow. Right, Rick?
Yes.
What's your recommendation for someone, a Middle Eastern dad, who perhaps has always feared that touch or holding of their little girl? What's your recommendation to them?
Maybe when nobody's looking, hug yourself. And give yourself a hug and see how that feels. Because if you start there, then you may be more comfortable able to give it, because it may even feel weird giving it to yourself. But if you give it to yourself and you honor yourself, you'll be able to take the next step and just, ask people. I love hugs because it's a universal language. It's like music in that context. It transcends cultures, language, and everything. And if you look back to how we are as babies, we come out from a held environment. That's a special place, and I think recognizing that as you go through life is really important. Yeah, hugs are powerful.
So take a chance, embrace your little girls, give them warm hugs, and 21 seconds or longer. I know that I always loved when I was embraced by my parents, my mom and dad. Those are the moments that you really remember, when you know that you're being embraced and held. And my dad did a lot of hugging. He was such a big hugger. And I miss him. So, hugs and he for she's are very, very important forces of cultivating peace. And it's just an honor to have you two here and to be part of this. I know butterfly hugs are some of my favorites. So if you cross your arms like this and you give yourself a butterfly hug, you can even tap an EMDR, eye movement, rapid eye movement desensitization processing. You know, this is sometimes used as a technique to bring more integration to the brain, but just naturally, I think intuitively, you can put your arms together like this and just, like Rick was saying, feel your hug, feel yourself giving yourself a hug. And kids love this because they're imaginative, and you can imagine a butterfly literally, heart to heart, being connected with them, and that butterfly is yourself. So there's nothing more empowering than self-compassion, and how you can give yourself a very nice, warm, self-compassionate hug. And I call them the butterfly hugs. And you can play with it, move your wings, or just meditate on it and be mindful in that self-compassionate hug. Because that's another piece, I think, especially with moms and women, who are not as self-compassionate sometimes because they're busy taking care of others. And this is very prevalent in the Middle East. I know moms who are just, selfless, they give so much of themselves. It's almost in the culture, the upbringing. It's a great way of cultivating peace, to cultivate self-compassion. And I always stress this with all the families I work with, especially if they're Middle Eastern descent. I say, I know this is counterintuitive. I know you feel like you're being selfish maybe in some ways, but you're not. Because if you're being loving and caring and honoring yourself and giving yourself that warmth and hug and love, you're going to be so filled with joy and love and peace that then that peace and that joy and that love is going to come out from you. And then you're going to be able to share that with the people that you love, as opposed to being depleted and exhausted and just feeling like you're not worth it and you don't have enough energy and so forth. So it's that mindset shift that perhaps Middle Eastern women could benefit from if we all made that shift. I do it all the time. I have to catch myself all the time and say, no, actually, that's enough. Now it's time for you to reflect, have that inner connection and inner mind connection, and go within and self-reflect and be compassionate and know why you need to cultivate self-compassion.
Yes, self-compassion. It all starts there. I mean, it really does. It's one thing to say it, but if you're able to practice it, you clearly see that it's really important, because you thrive, and everything, it just seems more expansive and less contractive, in that space.
All right.
Yeah.
This has been a wonderful
amazing.
Mom Talk, just bringing so much joy and good information for you. Judy, give us, again, the website information. How do they connect with the Hug Alliance and join this journey of the Hugging Day, or National Hugging Day, International Hugging Day? Yeah.
So National Hugging Day, as started by Kevin Zaborny of Michigan, is traditionally on January 21st. So you've got a lot of time if you want to start one in your city, in your country. You can contact us at thehugalliance.net. And even before that time, and even if you're not that comfortable with the concept of hugging, even a self-hug, why not start with a baby step and even have one in your mind? So hugs can also be a lovely thought, a compassionate insight that you can have for yourself or you can share with others. So a hug is not just physical, it's also mental and emotional, and you can give those hugs to people. And once you start surrounding yourself with those emotional and thought-provoking virtual hugs, you'll begin to see that your own emotional mindset begins to lighten and those around you. So you do have a big impact on your life. Yes, the Hug Alliance can help you do your own National Hugging Day event. Contact us at thehugalliance.net. We'll walk you through it. You've got 8 months. We'll help you raise the funds. We'll help you bring community together. And most of all, you'll be a beautiful mirror for the children in your midst to show that you can make a difference and the true power of hugs.
Wonderful. Can you read us your mission statement from the Hug Alliance?
Yes.
Rick?
You want to read it, Rick?
You want to read purpose? I'll do the mission.
Sure.
Let's do sure.
The purpose of the Hug Alliance. It's a team of creative thinkers who have joined with like minds and hearts in order to transform the field of human connection within families and communities. We serve as a connection point and distribution platform for pioneering leaders of today, each of whom is inspiring radically compassionate, personal, and collective reform. Now, by harnessing the power in numbers and collective intent, our resource organization, the Hug Alliance, will act as a unified force for large-scale change, and you can be a part of that, that will positively impact youth, families, organizations, and people worldwide.
Beautiful.
You do that so lovely. I don't know that I want to take the mission statement. Our mission statement, which we have said yes to, the Hug Alliance is comprised of purpose-driven, like-minded people and organizations who know and honor the importance of human connection, compassion-based living, and the simple yet profound act of hugging. Hugging is our technology. The Hug Alliance shines a light on today's heart-centered lifestyles, businesses, education models, and parenting models.
Wonderful. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is so exciting.
We're so excited that
I'm
you're a
so
part of
excited.
it.
Yeah, so excited.
Thank you so much, Dr.
And wow, what growth in a year. What amazing growth in a year. To come from a place of intent and you being the thought leaders behind this to a place of actually having, being able to share this mission statement and the purpose statement, and to have such clarity in bringing and cultivating so much good and peace and growth for the world.
Yes.
This is massive, and I love what you're doing. I am just so, so proud of you two, as well as the partnership that we have is just so, so, so dear to me and my heart. So thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for honoring your daughter's voice and making sure that she can speak her truth and be truthful and empowering your little girl. Thank you for being he for she, #he for she, Rick
Love
Morrison. That. I love that. Judy, thank you for your vision. Thank you for your efforts, your organizational skills, just being so focused, laser focused on manifesting the dreams and visions that are just so important to the world and tomorrow's generation. I think when I think about our children and the next generation, Shauna, Cammie, Chloe, Cyrus, our children, I can just take a deep breath and say, we're doing something good. We are doing something good, and we're honoring truth and speaking our truth and connecting like-minded parents, families, thought leaders who want to do good. So if you want to support the Hug Alliance and so much good that is coming out of work like this, then please contact Judy and Rick at the Hug Alliance. And you have the website, it's on the screen. And you can also make contact with MomTalk LA, our social media page, as well as you can reach me on Instagram and social media. I'm always there. and happy to connect you with those who are leading, our thought leaders behind cultivating peace, peace learning, conscious living, and that's my passion. So thank you both for joining. Thank you for making this happen. It was such a memorable and such an amazing event. And you know, I think more importantly, the children, our daughters, our future leaders, they were there and they got to witness what it's like to cooperate, to collaborate, to focus on bringing peace and goodness to the world. My girls at the end of the night said, "Mommy, this was one of the happiest days of my life." And so that just brought tears to my eyes, that just from the power of hugs and people that they don't know. You know, these are new friends that they made, and they got to witness an international community coming together, embracing each other, and showing the power of connection and love and the intent for peace, how powerful it can be to a little girl's life and narrative and future. So we hope that you join us on this journey. Bye.